Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen. Let's give everybody a chance to get on here. I was finishing up with my buddy Longhorn. He was going live on his channel. I wanted to watch his for a few minutes. He's a good friend of mine, great guy. Love him to death, and he had a lot of great insight today on going over different things. Also, I've got a call tonight with my own company stuff, so I hope all my team gets on that tonight. So I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you all enjoyed the 70-degree weather outside today. Hope you all had something fun to do this weekend, and that you guys all participated in a lot of fun stuff. Okay? Now, I want to start out with something here by William Shedd. I don't know if you all know this or not, but William Shedd had a great quote, okay? A ship at harbor is safe. Okay? A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are made for. And a lot of times, like I said, the reason why I do my talks, the reason why I do my fireside talks, and then I do my motivational talks and stuff like that, is so people can get a chance to think outside the box. So that people with PTSD, so people that have depression and stuff know that they matter. But it's not just to let people know they matter, because if you do nothing, you're going to get nothing in life, okay? So our main job is to focus on so that you actually know what to do, how to do it, and where to go with it, okay? Now, as everybody know, I am a Marine, and we do these because of people that have issues, but the thing about it is all of us are broken. And I wish I could be the person that could take I wish I would have thought of that. But I learned this because everybody around me has been broken at one time or another, and it took a priest to actually tell me, Jeff, we're all sinners, we're all broken. Now, he didn't say it like a priest. He basically said, look, we are all going through something every single day, and we're all broken. But if we don't realize we're broken and we're sitting there, he goes, we're actually working only at half our pace. We're only, we're so worried about everything going on around us that we're only moving half of what we can be moving. We're only, we're not living up to our fullest potential because we have so much baggage, because we need to be fixed. And it's not fixed, it's fixed mentally, fixed in our minds, in our hearts, in our spirituality, and stuff like that. And this is not a religious talk. This is basically who we are as human beings, and what we have to realize every single day, and the reason why we're going after jobs or trying to do better. We have to think outside the box. And a lot of people, when I tell people they're inside of a box, and they don't think outside the box, they don't venture outside the box. Everything is one. It's nice and tidy. It's clean. They don't want to go anywhere else. But the problem is they have to, okay? And there's a quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes that I was reading also the day I wanted to putting up. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. Okay, so when people are sitting there and they say, for instance, they cross the bridge into Missouri for the very first time in their life, okay? They can never undo that experience. They can never be without that experience. It's kind of like that first kiss you get, with the girl that you really like and everything else. I can still tell you who my very first kiss was with, and I'm not going to say her name because she's married now and's got kids, and she's a great friend of mine. But on the other hand, I also don't create drama. Every time we do something that's outside the box, it's a new experience for us, okay? And what we do when we have new experiences, it makes us happy. Believe it or not, it makes us happy to have new experiences and to do the best we can do with what we have, okay? But sometimes we forget and we get in routine. Okay, and I don't like when people tell me you just need to get in the routine of things. You need to do it over and over. No, because people that get in routine, that's where they stay. They can't get away from it. Okay, they get used to it. They get used to the people being negative. You need to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. In order to be around people that celebrate you, you got to keep moving. You got to keep experiencing new things. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we get bored. We get miscomplacent. It's like somebody going to the same job over and over again doing the exact same thing. They get good at what they're doing, but they don't adventure out to find if there's a better thing they can do. They don't move up in life. They don't move out in life. They don't get around new people. They don't get around new experiences. And in a way, they're kind of miserable their entire life. And in order to basically get out and get going and get doing different things, is you have to venture outside of your safety zone. You have to be better today than who you were yesterday. You're going to have to be better tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, but that's the second day of the week. Today is the day you need to be prepping, planning, preparing, telling your kids you love them. Yes, it is daylight savings time. Yes, we lost an hour. Big whoop-de-doo. You know what? And, people are like, oh, I lose it. Good. Go to bed an hour early. Plan ahead. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Gunny Wright used to say that all the time in the Marine Corps. Okay, we had a gunnery sergeant. He used to say proper planning prevents piss poor performance all the time. Okay, and it means a lot, and it goes a long way. Okay, like I said, that like the sayings that a lot of us already know. A journey of 1,000 miles takes one step. Right? We all know that already. Okay, these are nothing new to any of us. Okay. But you got to start asking yourself, what is it that you can do to make your life better and your family's life better? What are some things that you can do to have new experience? What are things you can do with your kids? And one of the reasons why we have a YouTube channel, that I do a YouTube channel all the time, is for people to see everywhere from Pig Fest to Wing Fest to, all the different events the Marine Corps League does, to the garden, to bike riding, to Mashunga sticks, to the zoos, to the art centers, to crafts, to the different things that may give somebody an idea that, hey, this is something I can do with my kids. Hey, this is something positive I can do. And to give you a heads up, when you go and do it, you're happier when you're doing it. Why? Because you're getting out. You're doing more with life. Go outside and take a walk. One of the things that my mom taught me before she died of cancer, okay? She used to always walk with the neighbors. And she enjoyed her walks with the neighbors. Every morning she'd get up, okay? And she'd get up and she'd go walk with the neighbors. And, the neighbors, we've been friends with these people our entire lives, and we still are. But, not only was she doing something physical, but she was out there amongst her friends. And then I remember my mom always, she'd be cooking and baking. She would sell the tokens on Mondays to all the kids, for the lunch ticket or the lunch tokens and stuff like that. These are things that I remember. Oops. Sorry about that. I pushed the wrong button. I was moving my hand on my camera. So, this week, what are you going to do to make your life better? How are you going to fill those gaps in your life, okay? And I'm hoping that maybe you can come up with some ideas, or, go in and look up online some new, better things to do. Maybe have a new food. Maybe try a new restaurant, okay? Okay? This one's by Tilly Olson. Remember this advice. It's easy to keep your head above water. Empty things float. It's easy to keep your head above water. Empty things float. You gotta love it. Why? Because it means that there's more air in your head. So if your head's empty, you're gonna float. And it's kind of bad too, because that means we're not really listening too much for what's going on around us. Okay? This week, what do you want to do to make your life better? What do you want to do to make your kids' lives better? I know next week my daughter's got her dance competitions for the very first time. I'm sure she's excited and nervous all at the same time. I know she loves to dance and everything. And I know she's really hoping for it, okay? This week, what was going on over the weekend, and I hope they all did good, was Pins for Patriots over at the Tangerine, okay? The Marine Corps League's got a lot of stuff that we've got coming up, such as we're going to be over at Quincy Raceways for Memorial that Sunday. We got the Soapbox Derby stuff coming up. Go to quincyderby.com if you need to get your kids. Now, what we're going to be doing with the Derby stuff is we're starting this week. We are going to be interviewing and showing people all the different Derby cars. Now, there's a couple reasons why we're going to be doing this, and I want you guys to understand this, and I want you guys to take this to heart. We're going to do it, and we're going to give 45-minute segments. We're going to be doing it live on the YouTube channel. I will be putting it on here, don't worry, right after. But there's so many great sponsors, so many great advertisers that put into this that we want to know who they are and why they give to the Quincy Derby. Then, the kids that are driving the cars, we want to know what they think about it. You're going to be very, very surprised on kids that are driving the cars. His opinions and what they like is going to be completely different than the sponsors that sponsor the cars compared to those that are helping with the cars. But when you put it all together, there's so many fascinating things on why the Quincy Derby exists and why it has gone so great that we want to enshrine it. We want to basically encapsulate people's opinions, theories, from the past to the present, to hopefully we even get to find out a little bit more about the future events that are going to go on with the Quincy Derby. Now, we can thank Ray Wilson for something like that. And we are going to do that. Why? Because it's motivating. It's positive. Quincy Go-Karts is another one that I hope to be able to do a little bit of interviews and stuff with. Quincy in South Park, they've been here and they're gone. And they're back again. We used to have the World Freefall Convention. Now, what I tell everybody is, I know people had... But guess what? They went off rumors and gossip. We got to the truth of the matter, okay? It was a bunch of politics is what happened. Once again, politics ruined something because a bunch of politicians decided they wanted to ruin an event because it was more about greed than it was about the community in general having one of the largest things in the world happening right here in Quincy. And maybe someday we might be able to bring it back. A lot of us have never lost hope. Others that have heard the stories, it's like anything else. They've gotten crazy out of the years. No, there wasn't underage drinking. No, there was never drugs. You know, there was a lot of security already. But maybe we can bring it back. If not, no big deal. But these are some great things. Quincy has the Gustmacher, but I don't think it's going to be here this year. If it is, it's going to be the very last year. But why? It's because, well, things change. So people get rid of what they don't like change. Oh, let's get rid of it. Instead of making it better and keeping it going, let's just get rid of it, you know? I've noticed that some things have upticks and downticks. And like my uncle once told me, that the reason why things in life happen is you kind of got to look at it on ups and downs, like a mountain, okay? Everything will have its down, but if you don't keep it going, it will just fall apart. But if you keep it going, it'll eventually have its uptick, but then it'll go back down again. That's why there's certain events, such as fairs, carnivals, that can come all the time. I mean, you can't say that every year that the Knights of Columbus barbecue has always been that great, but it's still here. And guess what? Then they might find something different to do. They've changed out their things, and it's getting better and better again, okay? Same with church picnics. What we got to do now is start finding out ways of getting people around people again, okay? Instead of doing everything in our homes, in our houses, okay? I do these on here because it is a positive influence, okay? I do stuff from all the different churches. See, one of the things with me is I have friends that don't believe in God. I get that, okay? And I respect that. But I also have friends that do, but they believe in different types of religion. They are everywhere from Catholic to Christian, the Lutheran, the Methodist, to Buddhist, to Hindu. I mean, you name it. I got friends in the different religions, and I love exploring all the different religions. I love theology. But, you know, my friends that don't have a religion, you got to ask yourself, why are they still nice to people? Why do they still? Because guess what? In a way, that's their own religion, I guess you could say. Okay? That doesn't make them any worse or any better than anybody else. Okay? Now, what we do is we try to find out, you know, the backstories to everything. And you're right. If I had to go off of today, religion today, and I looked at how religion tries to interfere with politics or they try to have a person dictate, you know, that to me is not religion. That to me is religion taking advantage of the followers. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to keep everybody happy, healthy. And I have a very good understanding of what religion is. Now, do I know it? Nope, none of us do. None of us can give those exact answers unless you want to go with whatever, okay? But being from the Marine Corps and everything else, and my friends being Marines, and, you know, being overseas all the time, and being in all the different areas I was at, I have friends that I love that they're my brothers and sisters that I've got their backs for the rest of their lives, no matter what. And they come in every way, shape, or they come in every religion, every color, other creature, every culture, every sexuality. And you want to know something? I've got their backs. So instead of belittling somebody for something they're doing because I don't understand it, I like to go understand it and then teach about it so that others they don't have to hate something just because you don't understand it or you don't know why. Sometimes it's just because we don't know is the reason why we judge people, okay? Or we're scared of something because we don't understand it. And that's what you start getting into PTSD and you get into depression. Why are people going through that? Well, because they had to experience something neither you nor I ever had to experience. And we can never relate to what they went through because if we did, we ourselves would be bad. Now, do I have PTSD? I'm sure I do. Okay? And my PTSD is probably different than everybody else's. There's many different forms of PTSD out there. But if we don't take a looking at, you know, PTSD victims, and I say that for a reason. They think they're the problem. They don't want to reach up. They don't want to reach out. They think they are the burden. They think they are the problem. Just like with depression and stuff. You know, I've lost people that have committed suicide in high school that were never military that had PTSD, okay? And in the Marine Corps, I've had friends commit suicide because of what they had to go through that nobody else can understand. And then I get people that tell me, and I say this ignorant is not a bad word. It just means lack of education. They're ignorant to what it is. And it means that just because they don't understand it, they have to knock it. And that's not right. if you've never seen somebody be shot, if you've never seen or never had to pull a trigger or never seen a kid dying of starvation, such as what goes on in northern Africa, or see what pirates will do to people, or see what dictatorships do to people, or look what's going on in North Korea where the people are starving and stuff like that, then we can never judge those that have seen it. The reason why is because if we don't know it, that means we're hiding. We don't want to know it. And when we do find out about it, it breaks our hearts because there's nothing we can do about it, or so we think, or so we assume. So people that have PTSD, that have gone through things or seen things or done things that neither you nor I have ever done, or maybe we have done, and maybe we can actually, maybe on a certain level, relate with them. These are what we're talking about. This is what we have to go through. This is what we have to do. Okay? I know when I got out of the Marine Corps, I have to work all the time. That's my thing. I have to be doing something at all times. It's who I am. It's what I do. I don't hold grudges against anybody. I can forgive anybody for anything. And then I have people that judge me, not realizing that I don't hold a grudge. I'm not going to say nothing negative about them. I don't need to say anything negative about them. I've had people say bad things about me, but I forgive them. And the reason why I forgive them is because I'm not going to hold on to that hate, that anger, that frustration. Just like you shouldn't hold on to hate, anger, frustration. And you know what? A lot of times people come to me and they're like scared to talk to me because they think that I'm remembering things that have happened. No, I'm not. To forgive somebody means you literally forgive them. You no longer hold it over them. You no longer bring it up. You just forgive them. You forgive and let go. And that is tonight's subject. Forgive and let go. You need to let it go altogether. If you can't let it go, or you forgive yourself, or you forgive somebody else, but then you see yourself joking around about it later on or bringing it up, it means you never forgave them. And you never forgave yourself. You lived off of the thought in your mind that, oh, I forgave them, but you still remembered it. To forgive somebody means you forgive them. You just let it go. And believe it or not, I brought this up with a priest friend of mine. Because he said, forgive the person, blah, blah, this, blah. I'm like, I do, I forgive them. And then he said something to me, it's like, later on when they come back around you, you can remind them that I'm like, no, that's not forgiveness. If I have to remind them of what they did wrong and that I forgave them for, that means I never forgave them. And this is where people get it wrong. When you let something go, it's permanent. It's never again being brought up. If they bring it up, you just shrug it off. You can't even joke around about it. It is forgotten about. It is let go. And if you do bring it up, that means you never technically forgave them for it. And that will be weighing on your conscience. That's what makes us old. That makes us die early. That's what kills brain cells, is because we're sitting there forcing something, and you can never force forgiveness. Okay? And the thing about it is, over time, stories change. The situation probably went from somebody tripping on a rock to all of a sudden they fell 50 feet down a mountainside in a town that has no mountains. So we always must learn to forgive people with PTSD, forgive those around us, and just do good by others. So this week, I will put it on here. Make sure to go over to my YouTube page, jeffjansen.info. Subscribe. When we go live, these are going to be live broadcasts, and they're going to go about for 45 minutes. But make sure that you subscribe and you add us. The reason why we're going to do them on there is because the platform's a little bit better. It's a little cleaner and everything else. And it's when we're going to be outside. We're going to be doing that. We're also going to be doing stuff over the Carolina Reapers I've got. Gracie and I have several adventures to go on with bicycling and hiking this year. Also, we're going to be doing things at different museums. And we're going to try to get to several different states. Okay? We will be doing live feeds from over in Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to be doing the Matt's Truck Show over there. There'll be about 80,000 people with all these beautiful trucks and everything, okay? I also have several people. We're going to be doing a thing with Wreaths Across America, so we're going to be starting the fundraisers for that so we can do wreaths out at the Illinois Veterans Home this year. There's so many different things we're going to be doing, but we're going to ask everybody to help with you. So go over to jeffjansen.info, subscribe to that, send a comment somewhere in there so I know you're there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the Quincy Derby, all the Soapbox Derbies. If you want your kids to get into it, you got to go to quincyderby.com and get them signed up. Every kid's guaranteed the race. Doesn't matter about your financial situation. Doesn't matter if you can pay or not. Every kid is guaranteed the race. But you got to go get them signed up, though, okay? And like I said, the more people I see sign up, the more I'm going to do to go out and get more sponsorships that to make sure that every kid gets the race. Or if you want to sponsor, or if you want to put a little donation, that's fine. You can get a hold of me, and that would be great. We also have Fishing for Freedom coming up. We're going to be doing some live interviews with Fishing for Freedom. So I want everybody to know about all the heroes. See, to me, kids are heroes, especially ones with the disabilities. That's why we have the super race. That's my favorite race. Okay. Then the next day we have the regular race. Now with Fishing for Freedom, we have all the great volunteers in Quincy that come out. We bring in men and women from all branches of service, both active and veteran, that goes for 3 different tournaments: crappie, bass, and catfish on the Mississippi River, and also out on Mark Twain Lake, and then several other lakes, depending on how high the water is. And that's going to be around the exact same time, okay? And then the next thing that we got coming up is the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is next weekend. I believe it's on the 14th. So make sure to come out for the... And then we got the Dogwood Parade coming up after that. And we're going to have the Derby cars in it, the veterans in it. I'm going to try to get a couple more military vehicles. We're going to try to get a couple of the howitzers out of Galesburg unit. I got to get up my buddy Sam. I put in a requisite for some of the big guns to come down to Quincy. So that should be pretty neat, okay? If you're a military veteran, whether you're Marine Corps or whatever, and you want to go fishing, you got to go over to Fishing for Freedom, QuincyIllinois.org. Okay, Fishing for Freedom, QuincyIllinois.org. Okay, if you want to get into the Derby, you go to QuincyDerby.com. All these things are on my YouTube page if you want to find out, see videos of the different things, see outtakes, see actual videos that we make for the different things we do. I promise you I got a lot of stuff over there. What else we got coming up? So this summer we also got the Adams County Fair. We got the Palmyra Fair. We got several horse shows coming up. We're going to be doing all this. So why do we do all this? To put you in a good mood. Come on out and join us. We hope you guys can all join us. And I invite everybody to come out to the Marine Corps League meetings. We need associates also, so it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. You're allowed to join the Marine Corps League as an associate member, no matter who you are. But Marines those are members. If you're a Marine, you get to be a member. If you're not a Marine in any other branch, then you become an associate. But we have them both, and guess what? We all work together to create a better... we want to say a better world, but I want to say a better community. Okay, and this year, we got the 4th of July over at the Veterans Home. We're going to be starting up the reading program sometime this week. I think I'll go over and talk to Sarah about that, to where the veterans will read the children once, twice a week. And then over a couple years, as the kids get older, we're going to have then the kids read to the veterans that can no longer read. And these are things that will benefit our community. Somebody once told me that if you want the change for the better, you got to do it yourself. If you want to change for the better, you got to get people on board and plan for the future. A doctor that becomes a doctor needs at least 3 or 4 years in order to start making good money. A lawyer that becomes a lawyer needs about 3 or 4 years to pay back their college debts and to basically get good to where they're starting to earn money. Anybody that thinks you make money right away over any profession you get into would be wrong. A good welder has to go learn how to have a good bead, to have, learn how to do different types of welding skills. You need to have a vocational school for that. To become a truck driver and make your money back, you got to go to school first to get your CDL license, okay? It takes time. Nothing is going to happen overnight, but if you set and play now, you will eventually get it. So do your best, and we'll see what comes out of it. So before I get off here one more time, just so you all know that you're important, I'm going to open up a page here, and I'm going to read something. Let's see here. Okay, this one's by Hugh Prathner. Okay, so it goes. What would I discover about the cottonwoods if when I walked to the mailbox, I listened to them instead of looking at them? What would I find out about the rain if I didn't run inside? And is it possible that a sunrise would refresh me more than sleep? It's this simple. If I never try anything, I never learn anything. If I never take a risk, I stay where I am. Today a friend wrote me, "Do you think you are a mistake just because you made one? There is no such thing as a mistake. There is only what happens." Now, what does that mean? That means you got to think outside the box. You've got to live outside your comfort zone. You are not a mistake. Because you made a mistake does not make you a mistake. Okay? And that's by Hugh Prathner. Prather. Okay? And I will read one more. Just so you guys. And this one's by Theodore Roosevelt, okay? And it's funny because I have on here January 8th, 2008. But this is by Theodore Roosevelt. And then I will close it up and we will let you get about your business. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out where the strong man stumbled and where the doer of great deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, and who, by daring greatly, spends himself in a worthy cause so that his place may not be among those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. By Theodore Roosevelt. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out where the strong man stumbled or where the doer of great deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, and who, while daring greatly, spends himself in a worthy cause so that his place may not be among those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. If you do nothing in life, you get nothing in life. If you do not protect your friends, if you do not sit there and live outside your box, if you sit there and you just sit there and take it, we never advance. If you sit there and allow somebody to abuse somebody on the street and not say a word, then we never are going to be able to protect those that are weak. If you're the weak one and you never speak up, then there's no one going to be able to come to you unless you ask for the help. You need to live outside your box. You need to live outside your comfort zone. If we die, we want to die with the respect of knowing we did our best at this very moment, here and now. The only moment you have is the very moment you're in. Nothing else is promised, guaranteed, or granted. The moment you have now is a miracle, and that's what each and every one of you needs to take, and that's what each and every one of you needs to know. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. I hope and pray you guys have a great week. Started off strong. Don't forget to go to jeffjansen.info, subscribe, and we are taking it from there. But remember this. If you see something, push the like button down there. Give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts, whatever else. But always know that you matter, you're important, and you can make a difference in the lives of the people around you. And as I always say, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. My name is Jeff Jansen. Hope you all have a great day. God bless everybody, and I look forward to hearing from you all tomorrow. Have a good one.